Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today we're going to be doing a video about Lucid Motors, but before I start the video, guys, I just want everybody to know that everything I say in my videos is not financial advice. It is just my personal opinion and for educational purposes only. So that being said, let's get started with the video. I know I haven't posted a video in a while, guys. You know, life kind of got busy for me with work and everything like that, but I am here to still bring content. I did not give up on you guys. I still think about, all the videos I was producing before, but we're going to start off, on a good note. I want to start producing more content again, and I will try to upload daily as much as possible. But enough about that. Let's start talking about Lucid. So last time we talked about Lucid, it was still kind of in the hypes of a merger. Then it actually did get the merger. If we go ahead and analyze the 5-year chart together, we'll go to the 1-year chart just because it's a little bit easier. Here we see that it just IPO'd. I believe it was called Churchill Capital before. And then we see here at the top, right, once there was rumors of the merger itself, right, it went all the way up to about $58, $65, something around there. And then once the merger was announced, it actually did sink a little bit. And then we go up here with a little bit of a jump, and then it's kind of been trading sideways the rest of the year. The reason that is, I don't want to, kind of just like put on the bad news in itself, but overall, I would say 2021 wasn't the best year for EV stocks besides Tesla. We saw NIO crashing half of its value, Xpeng, Lucid Group. A bunch of EV companies did not really do that well in the year of 2021 just because they are high growth stocks. They're a little bit more riskier, but a lot of people are super confident about Lucid Motors, and there's actually been a lot of good stuff happening with Lucid Motors as well. So if we take a look, like I said, traded sideways most of the year, but recently we did get a little pop in Lucid Group here in November. It did take a little bit of a dive. I think that's because there was a report or something like that Lucid Motors was actually getting investigated, but Lucid Motors in itself is actually doing very good as a company. One, we actually just did get some recent good news lately that Lucid Group is actually on the benchmark to actually be on the NASDAQ 100. That is absolutely huge news. Being added to such a huge fund like the NASDAQ, that is definitely very good news for Lucid Group in itself. And a lot of people have very good things to say about their car, the Lucid Air. A lot of people saying it's super luxurious, it's better than a Tesla, stuff like that. So the company definitely does have a good future in itself. A lot of people do think that Lucid Motors is a good buy right now. Do I think Lucid Motors is a good buy right now? What's my overall stock price prediction for Lucid Motors in itself? For me, I do think that Lucid Motors is a good buy right now. The reason I say this is because, if we take a look at it from the bigger perspective, EV companies are going to be the future, right? A lot of people are definitely trying to move towards the EV. We even saw Ford recently start, to up the production on the Mach-E in itself. We're just kind of moving more towards an EV kind of environment. They do want to say by 2030 that there's definitely probably going to be a lot more kind of EV cars on the road. That's the same with Lucid Motors. I do think that Lucid Motors is going to be one of the better companies out there. I'm not saying that, people have their different opinions on Lucid Motors. People are more than welcome to buy whatever EV stock they want, but I do think that Lucid Motors is definitely going to be up there. One of the winners here in the United States of America. Representing, like I said, this company does offer a lot of significant competition to Tesla. The Lucid Air, in my opinion, is a lot more luxurious. It looks better in my personal opinion, and it also does offer a farther range. Yes, the Lucid Air is a little bit more expensive, but that's not without reason. The car is absolutely beautiful in itself. So what's my overall rating on Lucid Motors? I personally do think that Lucid Motors is a buy at $37.60. Obviously, like I said, that's just my personal opinion, but the reason I say this is because I do think that Lucid Motors is going to continue to grow over the next couple of years. With their heightened production. And obviously, there has been a lot of setbacks this year because of the chip shortage and everything that's kind of been going around with the world and COVID, stuff like that. So it's very hard to reflect on what EV company is going to do good and bad. But after reading more into Lucid Motors over the last couple of weeks and the last couple of months, I do think that Lucid Motors in itself is going to be a good buy. I've been holding Lucid Motors ever since it was $20. I could scroll down for you guys. It's 20% of my current portfolio, or this portfolio that I have. I currently have $7,520 in it, and I've actually made $3,200 off Lucid Motors, which is pretty good. Like I said, I've always been bullish on Lucid Motors. I've always seen a future for the company itself. I do think that the company does have a lot to offer in the long term, and in the short term. Like I said, when it comes to a lot of EV companies, guys, you have to understand that, most of these companies are going to be longer term holds. Don't be focused on what the stock is doing right now, but be more focused on what the stock is going to be doing in the next couple of years. I do see a lot of growth in Lucid Motors in 2022 and 2023 as well. I do think that the company does have a solid foundation, does have a lot to offer. So if you're asking me for my overall price prediction for 2021, 2022, like I said, 2021 is basically over. I do think we're going to see Lucid in the 40 and 50 range by the end of 2021. But if we're dissecting into 2022, is it possible for Lucid Motors to hit $100? That's probably going to be the $1,000,000 question. Can Lucid Motors have the ability to hit $100 as a stock? Well, it's definitely going to be tough to tell. For me, I personally do think that Lucid Motors can hit $100 at the end of 2022, but I also do think that it is most likely going to hit $75 at the minimum by the end of 2022. Like I said, 2021 was a rough year for EV companies. That's definitely for sure. But I do think that 2022 and 2023 are definitely going to be those heightened years for the growth of a lot of these EV companies, since a lot of people are starting to tenure their portfolios, their investments, and their overall mindset towards EV. What's going to be the future? EV is definitely going to be the future. And I do think that Lucid Motors is definitely going to be one of the winners as well. This is why I personally do think that Lucid Motors right now is a good buy at $37.60. And I do think that Lucid Motors does have the potential to hit $100 by the end of 2022. Obviously, we're going to see it's going to be an exciting year for Lucid Motors and for 2022 as well. But with that being said, guys, that's all I really have to say about the video. You guys let me know down in the comment section below, guys, what you think of Lucid Motors. Do you guys think Lucid Motors can hit $100 by the end of 2022? If you guys own Lucid Motors, how many shares do you guys own and what's your average? I'm always very curious to know. With that being said, guys, thank you. Have a great day.